Create, Shut Up and Just Create podcast, powered by CBA Studios in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Shut up!
I get it.
Oh, there you go. Hey, how you doing?
I can't complain. What about you?
Man, I won't complain because it ain't gonna do no good either way. So I'm doing great.
I know, right? You gotta keep pedaling either way it go, huh?
Hey, that's the only way I know how to get home. Everybody want to get home, don't they?
Man, what?
Right.
So, what we'll do is we'll just hop right into it.
Okay, cool.
So this is Ayanna Shon with the Shut Up and Just Create podcast, and I have the tremendous, phenomenal actor, and I watch him every year around this time for surely for one particular reason. Me and my mama, and you may have seen him from TV One, BET to Bounce to everywhere, and it's no other than Mr. Karon Riley.
Hello, Queen. How you doing today? Thank you for having me. That was a great introduction. I do a lot of these, and that is one of the best ones I've had in a long time. So, for being
thank you
already. So, I'm so thankful to be here with you and shoot away. Let's have some fun.
It's funny because I've been following you now for quite some time. Me and my mom both, and you kind of came into our homes under the Chandlers.
Yeah.
So when I say around this time, like I'm such a Christmas movie fan girl, so to speak. So I actually have started watching Christmas movies in September. And the first thing that I actually started watching was the Marry Us for Christmas and what is it, Baby Christmas?
Marry Me for Christmas, Marry Us for Christmas, Merry Christmas Baby,
and then the
way.
Yeah. So I've definitely been a fan with the whole I guess, for the lack of a better word, would be the monument that you guys have made when it comes into creating that Black family Christmas movies. So shout out to that. So what we'll do is, if you will, let's take it back, scroll it all the way back to how long you've been in the film industry and how did you get started? Because I know you did play pro ball. So what brings us into this realm of field?
All right, so in order for me to go there, I have to go all the way back.
Let's go. Let's take it all the way back.
All the way to the beginning, man. First grade, I played Puss in Boots in a play.
Okay.
That's when I discovered I wanted to entertain. I wanted to act. I wanted to be on stage, to say the least, right?
Gotcha.
Shortly thereafter that, around 8 or 9, I got introduced to sports. Basketball, baseball, all those kind of came all around the same time. And I was already, when I was younger, I'd already shown a real propensity towards being athletic.
Gotcha.
Just around my brothers and just people around the neighborhood. I'm like, man, I got muscles already. He like 4
I was gonna say, then you got the height, so you really had no choice.
Right, I was already a big kid. I was already, really athletic already, and so that was already the conversation. But I had never played anything formally at that point. Then I got introduced to basketball and fell in love with basketball, like you fall in love with your first crush, right? I was head over heels, and that was the next vision I was given.
Okay,
I'm gonna be a pro athlete. I'm going to the NBA. I'm gonna do it. Blah 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 blah. Right? Going along, football got introduced into my life as more of a necessity and not necessarily a want.
Okay.
I stopped growing vertically.
Okay, I got you.
And then it was kind of one of those things. I didn't have really good coaches in high school basketball wise. So my dad was kind of like, yo, maybe you should, put your eggs in some other baskets.
Okay.
You're a good athlete. You played little league football. You weren't scared of contact. So you should just try to play football. And everybody had wanted me to play football because if you see me, it's like I'm probably more of a football body. I wanted to admit. And play football, and it was actually very easy for me. And I was blessed to play 7 years pro football, and I tell people all the time, I did it for 7 years as a pro, and I didn't even love it. You know? I was always thinking, even when I played like at the combine, people that don't know what the combine is, it's when you're in college and it's like the professional interview process.
Right.
It's only a select few players get even invited to the combine every. I think it's like maybe 250 guys get invited to the combine a year, and during this combine they test you from everything, physically, mentally, psychology, everything.
Okay.
And in one of the interviews, the guys asked me, "So, Karon, what do you plan on doing when you're done with football?" And without blinking, I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and I'm gonna take it over." He was like, "You want to be an actor?" I said, "No, I'm going to be an actor."
Hey.
He's like, "Okay." Stuff down, you know. And hindsight, I think that was the wrong answer. I think, you know, once I got out of the league and started understanding what they wanted of me, and it just really wasn't a good fit for me as my spirit.
I got you.
So, but I understood, and I was at peace when I left football because I understood what it was there for. It was never something that fed my soul. So I was able to walk away because I also knew my next plan. I knew the next step. The next step I was more excited for than the actual step I was
Gotcha. It's kind of like when we get a 9 to 5 before we able to afford to really follow our dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm in the NFL looking to the acting the whole time. People are like, man, like I said, dude, this shit is whack. Why? So every time I would see a Will Smith movie or somebody,
I got you.
Rock, and I'm like, dog, I am losing so much ground right now. And I was thinking in those kind of terms. So fast forward, football ended. Great, you know, part-time job. Got a T-shirt and some arthritis to show for it. Oh, and a pension. They got that. And then I kind of accelerated to the transition. I you know, at that point though, I was already taking classes in my off seasons.
Okay.
So, you know, I would go to LA. You know, when I was playing in Atlanta for the Falcons, I learned after my rookie year, you never want to play and party in the town you play in. I learned that when I was playing with the Chicago Bears, it's like you don't need to party in the off season there because it's too many people in your business at that point.
Gotcha.
So I would always go off site in the off season and you know, blow my hair out. So it just happened. My brother was always in LA. So I went to LA and I started doing my acting classes and kind of getting ready for the next step. So fast forward to that, football's over. And now I opened up a restaurant and tried to get that going, and thinking I was going to need, you know, I knew I was going to need some money coming in because I was starting a whole new career, a whole new dream that I wasn't unrealistic about because I knew it was going to take up to 10 years before I even realized if it was a good idea or not. You know, everybody that wants to do this, just like football, just like basketball, you have to put the 10,000 hours in, regardless if it works or not for you. Because until you do that, you haven't given it your all, so you'll never know. So for me, I knew 10 years was about the time it takes you to, you know, put that kind of time into something and learn it and master it and get to that point. And I had to bet on myself to say, look, I got to be able to get to that point and better take care of my family through acting solely if this is a success. So, you know, fast forward, last like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was able to actually stop doing other side jobs and working in the restaurants and all those different jobs. I did those 10, 11 years, and I was able to sustain my family through my craft now, finally. And that was to get to your original question, how long I've been doing it. And I'm my 13th year.
Nice.
Going into my 13th year. And at 11 and a half years in, I was able to finally be solely into it. And I finally got the realization that I picked right. I did the right thing. So I always tell young actors, like, you know, to be an actor is one thing, but to be a working actor and able to actually prove yourself is like another. That's like 1%. It's 1%.
Gotcha. And
I was so confident that I was able to crack the 1% again is because I did it already. Playing in the NFL. And to me, it was, my older brother always told me this a long time ago. He said, dude, once you do it, it's muscle memory. You can just go back and do it again. So that's what I relied on. That's what I bet on myself. And boom, I had a plan. I stayed intentional and I worked the plan, and I stayed the course, and here we are. We're having this great interview now.
I think what I take the most from it is because we live in a popcorn world. at the moment, because we look at the Instagrams and all the other social media platforms, and it'll give you a false reality of thinking that these things happen overnight. And uh, I'm glad that we did start with, hey, look, this, I had this vision when I was in first grade. I took this particular route for 7 years of my life. While doing that, I knew where I was headed.
Right.
And it wasn't until my 11 and a half year to where I really came in and say, okay, 10 toes down, I'm able to support my family. I don't need anything else. Because a lot of us begin to get weary, and we have this, oh, but I've been doing it 3 or 4 years straight, and da 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 da. And it's funny because I was going to ask you, how did you come up with the keep pedaling? But this conversation is a testament.
So you understand now what keep pedaling is.
Exactly.
To explain it to you.
Exactly. So it's even more concrete, or kind of like a confirmation when your brother told you that it's muscle memory. Well, you got to think about it. The things that comes naturally. That's just like when they say once you learn how to ride a bike, it's like riding a bike. So it's still the whole keep pedaling. So I'm like, this whole time, even when he wasn't even in the lane, he was pedaling over there.
Here, moving, focusing, thinking about it, and it goes all the way back, like you said, to keep pedaling. The whole thing is like, it's not a brand, it's an energy. It's what I am, it's who I am. That's why I'm synonymous with it. So I was like, you might as well start going for your goals and your dreams, because time is gonna move regardless.
Right.
So you heard me mention the 10,000 hour rule.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he wants to play basketball, and I told him, I want you to go in. He's super smart, man, super smart in math, and way more brilliant than I ever was, and I'm brilliant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I told him, I said, so I want you to go break down how long it's gonna take you to practice everyday basketball to be at 10,000 hours. He broke it down. Works out 3 hours a day for 10 years. He'd be 20 years old. So I said, look, that's the goal, son.
Gotcha.
You don't hit those requirements at the end of that 10, 12 years, and you're not getting the results. And that's when you gotta look at the mirror and be honest with yourself. Because people always kill me and say, just ain't working, it ain't working. No, you not working. It's working. You not working.
Right.
So today we're here doing your podcast, and in 10 years, the whole world's watching, looking you doing it. They like, oh, man, I her. Nope, she's been doing this for a long time. When nobody's watching, nobody's paying attention, nobody cares what Karon and what we're talking about right now.
Right.
They will. My pastor always said to me, he said, success doesn't happen overnight, but one night success happens.
Hey.
It's just what happens. You don't know when it's gonna happen.
Right.
You never know. You just gotta keep consistent pressure up over time.
And if you're not putting those hours in,
you're definitely not getting.
You're gonna definitely miss the opportunity for it to happen, because you're not even prepared.
Right. It's like
your son, you need to be practicing.
Right.
To accumulate these hours, so that once that opportunity comes, it's nothing for you to hit it.
Well, you flow right into it. It just flows right into the natural occurrence of law of nature. You know what I'm saying? If you've been watering the flower consistently, that flower's gonna look up and be grown and bloom. If you water a tree consistently, it's gonna grow. That's just that's your dream. That's your life. And you said 7 years pro ball. No, that was a 15, 16 year commitment of my life. I started playing at 14.
Right.
I left football at 29, 30. You know what I'm saying? That's a 15, 16 year commitment of my life that I've done. You see what I'm saying?
And do you know how focused you have to be able, well, I'll say, do you know how focused, but not only, do you know the type of visionary, I put it like that you have to be able to give 110% to something that is not your passion, have success in it, to become 1% at something that you don't even really, I could care less about what it is that I'm doing. And I'm still dominating that particular lane to hit the margin of being that 1%. But at the same time, I still got in my head of being able to see where this is headed. Like, I don't really think that you I don't really think that you know what you just said. My nephew is not even 15 years old. So to say that I've devoted before you was born to something that I didn't necessarily have a passion for, never lost passion for this, because a lot of times we'll get a job, even a 9 to 5, on something that we don't like and still don't give it 100%. You still not even, so for you to have the tenacity, I can't never say that word.
Tenacity. You got
Tenacity.
Tenacity.
I can't say that word. For you to have the umption, you're right.
As soon as you say the word can't, the spirit stops looking for answers. So as soon as you say that, you disarm your whole power. You just say, I always struggle with this word, but I'm going to get it one day. So it's tenacity.
Exactly. You've always had the tenacity to to make sure that you never gave one more than you gave the other, even if it was just the mental capacity of being able to hold true to fill out your potential on both realms. And that itself, I think, is probably going to be your greatest legacy, even when it comes to your kids, because your son has a passion for the sports. So it's like, I can't even let my foot off. Like, you can't even get a pass in this house at this point, because I excelled at the same thing as far as sports goes that you have a passion for. So you're going to let somebody that I didn't even care about this outdo you, and this is something that you really want to do. And
right.
And that's, I'm taken away by that itself, because I honestly automatically assumed that football, or sports rather, was your first love, and then acting was something that you decided to do before it. So wow.
This was the original vision. My life I'm living now is the one that I wanted and saw and visualized and still see growing as I continue to go. And and I received that you said that's part of my legacy. That's not a bad legacy, and I received that. Thank you for speaking that into me. But that's just pretty much it. That's the whole keep pedaling, baby. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep pedaling.
Wow.
You gotta keep pedaling.
What's your next move, or what's your plans? How do you see the whole keep pedaling? I know it's an energy, it's a lifestyle. I know it's you. But tell me what I guess what's next with it?
The clothing line is coming.
Nice.
We got the hats coming soon. The COVID stuff has shipping and stuff all backed up.
Okay.
So that's been slowing that process down, but I'm not really tripping. I'm staying in the flow. I'm staying in the flow of the universe. I don't get angst about things that's completely out of my survey of control. When things happen, it's out of my control. So, I just let it go. So the hats are coming. I created my logo a couple years ago, and I created my logo, and now it's been maturing into now it's an actual tangible thing that people can see and feel. Gotcha. Now I want to take that to where and it's a smaller piece and a bigger cog that I'm building and designing for myself and my people. Really, at the end of the day, I'm really creating another stream of line of consciousness, another line of where something that we can do for each other support wise.
Right.
To build with my people, continue to show my people that we're the answers for each other. As you see, I got on my brother's hoodie.
Right.
David Banner. I got on a black on pair of my shoes here, right here, another line, Milo.
I just copped those same joints.
Yeah, Milo. I got my sons and everybody a bunch of pair for Christmas.
Dope.
So for me, it's to keep peddling, and all the things I'm doing are just really small little things, and I'm putting it to the bottom of these pyramids, and I'm constructing with my people. So keep peddling is gonna be the line. I have a book. I have my first book coming out this year, the first quarter, called Man Laws. My 2 cents to a young Black male. Just a book of different laws that I've grown up with, being surrounded by great coaches, great teachers, great men. I know every Black man hasn't had that story. So for me, every man that poured into me, I'm pouring it back to as many as I can reach out to through this book. And that's the first one. Then the next one, like my wife she coined it for me, is gonna be my book of hashtags, which I'll go into, keep peddling in depth of what it actually, because I've broken it down by letter.
Okay.
All the way down into each letter, what each letter stands for. The next one will be willful evolution. All my different hashtags that I've used over time, like 2-time 1%er, verified since '78. I don't need a blue check to be verified in your world, or you know what I'm saying. I've accomplished enough. I'm been verified. I don't know what standard y'all got verification
right.
But I've seen some people who ain't did half of my figure, and they got a blue check. So if it's something I can buy or pay for, how valuable is it?
Right. I feel you on that. I
come from the old school. Work is working, and proving what you are and who you are is what shows me who you are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really go with the fluff and the duff and the smoke and the mirrors. I'm an actor. I can make believe all day, but when it comes to real life, this is what it is, you know. So that's the next book after that. I'm gonna have a bunch. I got 3, and my publisher is a Black lady.
Nice.
Audrey Ori over at 13th and Joan.
Okay.
If you want to do your book, you got to tell your story. Look her up, 13th and Joan. She made me the ambassador for her 100 Seeds of Promise campaign, where she wants to get more Black men writing. You know, the reason why us as Black people don't know who we are is because our history has been taken and stolen and manipulated so much. But imagine if all of us were writing and documenting our history on our own. They couldn't destroy. They couldn't find it all. It'd be too much.
Right.
So her whole thing is, I need to get more Black men telling these stories, telling their stories, because they matter. It may not matter as hard now, but in 100 years, it's gonna matter. In 50 years, it's gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? So I partnered up with her, and I'm super excited to be in tribe with her. And it's just, that's it, man. That's the next thing with Keep Peddling. I am going to show the world exactly what it is, what Keep Peddling is. That's the overall encompassing of what's next with Keep Peddling.
That's dope. And let me know if I can be any type of instrument, vessel, or whatnot. I'd be more than happy to contribute in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So we're going to get back into your acting realm. So tell us, if you had to go back to some of your work that you've done, which character would you say that you enjoyed playing or portraying the most?
Easy. When I played Muhammad Ali in a movie that hasn't come out yet. It's called The Last Punch. That Ali was one of my heroes, man. He's still one of the men as a young man I looked up to, even though, like I said, I had a lot of strong male role models, my father, my brothers, and, multiple coaches and people like that I looked up to. But Ali was always somebody that resonated with my spirit. And when I got to play him in a movie, it kind of changed me on a molecular structure, because that's how deep I went in. Like, I was in. It took me a whole year to stop talking like him. Like, it was crazy. I swear, I did the movie, and then I would do other jobs in between. And like, whenever I got emotional in those jobs, Ali would just come out. Like, I would be talking to the kids, and if I get a little aggravated, I just start talking like Ali. And at the time, my son was still really young, so he'd look at me kind of crazy. And Terry would be like, "Babe, you're doing it again." And I'm like, "What?" But it really changed me in a molecular structure, because once I understood really what Ali was about and what really made him tick as a man, it really made me understand why I've always looked up to him and felt like we had a signature energy. But it also taught me how to use my energy and how to actually use it to help and serve and really, I guess, refocus it. You know, I guess for the first half of my life, I focused all the energy on just on my what I wanted to do and how I wanted to be it, you know, and I think sports in general demand that of you.
Okay.
You know, in order to be a really good athlete, you have to have a complete inner stillness and a complete inner selfish like demeanor to really be a great athlete. So I think that part of my life was reason why I was that way. But as I started to transition in the second half of my life, being an actor, you have to be open to receive and open to give. It's the only way it works. And it's the only way it works well. You can't be a self-serving actor. It doesn't work. You know, you have to be willing to engage with another human spirit, another energy, and be willing to take it in and give it back. It's just as honestly as it's given to you. So I think once I started shifting, and when I opened my spirit up to play Ali, something in that energy which was so powerful of a man, I think I pulled some of that in, and actually it helped make me a better man.
Wow.
It made me really see that my gifts are here to actually serve my people and be bigger for my people, so my people can free themselves and be, because I always tell people all the time, if you're not going to be your best, brightest self around me, don't come around me. Like, I don't want you to come around me and feel like you got to shrink. I don't want you to come around me talking about, oh my God, you're Karon. No, you be you. Who are you? Yeah, I'm Karon. I know that. I know who I am. You ain't, yeah, who are you? Like, and that's my lesson. Don't ever shrink for nobody. No man, no woman, no child, nobody. Because that's where you're doing a disservice to everybody around you. You're doing a disservice to your daughter. You're doing a disservice to your mama. You're doing a disservice to anybody who's looking to you for inspiration and leadership, because no matter who you are on the planet, somebody's looking at you for inspiration and leadership. I don't give a damn who you are. Now, the difference is some people got 100 million people looking at them for inspiration and leadership, or some people want it too. But the responsibility is still the same. No, but seriously, I'm just trying to really be intentional. Me and Banner, we talk about it all the time, and I never waste a moment on this platform to I'm gonna be me, because again, I have to be who I say I am, and I want you to be better after you talk to me. I want to be better after I talk to you. You know? If any relationship that you spend time with, you leave and you drain, that's not the relationship for you. And it ain't personal. This shit is spiritual. I tell people all the time, just because we don't link no more, don't vibe no more, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's an energy, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need it. I need the right energy around me.
I know that's real.
That's really real, you know?
You come against enough obstacles itself in order to succeed in life. The last thing I need is for you to come around here and sunk the little bit of it that I do have. Let me pour into you, you pour into me. We're gonna keep this thing going.
And as long as that circular energy is happening, then that's a relationship that I'm willing to always invest in and always be a part of.
I definitely agree. So tell me, when it comes to the Vault of Terrors, how did you get that started, and how did that come about?
Oh man, that's my team, man. That's my brother Mike Allen, my brother Lim Collins, my brother Marcus Monroe, Deuce Benny, Marvell West, and we're basically the content kings. We call ourselves the content kings because we're going to flood the world with different visuals and different ideas through our arts of content. And the Vault of Terrors is like my brother's Mike Allen's birth. He birthed the whole idea. He wanted to pay homage to the old Tales from the Crypt. Remember those shows growing up with the little creepy, the little goo. And then he goes into these stories about how it's always the flip side to the story. Like, it's always those old parables and all that stuff. So we wanted to do something like that. And again, we wanted to do something like that with us. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to do the things we grew up seeing that didn't look nothing like us. We enjoyed it nonetheless. Here's the rub. ain't nothing new under the sun. So everything that we've been enjoying and watching, they took it from us originally anyway. So why not we go take it back and do it again and benefit from it? So yeah, we took the Tales from the Crypt story and we did it again and we did it black. Period. How the Photo Terrors came about. That's the pyramid building that the Content Kings own. Dedicated Prophecy, All In Films and Script Work. If you haven't seen Photo Terror, go to Script Work on YouTube, and that's my brother. That's my partner's YouTube channel. We're building content for his channel to build his channel up. We're gonna keep flooding it till it gets to 2 or 3, 4, or 5 million followers, and then we'll monetize all that for ourselves.
Is it based out of Atlanta?
Yep, right out of Atlanta. I have no problem with TV One. They give me plenty of jobs. I have no problem with BET. They give me plenty of jobs. I have no problem with nobody. But why not? Why can't we have mine? Why can't I have my own?
Hey, okay. So with that being said, what's your motivation to keep you going throughout this journey? What would you say is your why?
My why is, again, I got to show my purpose. My purpose is to be a light. I have to be an example so that the people that are under me, that are looking at me for the inspiration and for me to serve and do that, I don't let them down. You know, like I said, one of our company models is, I don't chase people, I chase purpose. I don't chase money, I chase greatness. So that's my why. My why is to leave an indelible mark on the planet when I leave. When I have no problem telling people, whenever I leave here, I want the world to mourn. It is what it is. I just do. I want the world to feel like when Ali left, it was air left this planet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't even have to know Ali, but you felt it because he did his job. And you know, and for me, that's my why. My why is my son. My why is my daughter. My why is everything that I tell them I have to make real, because then everything I'm telling them is not real then, because I tell them we're gods. We come from God. We are gods. Whatever we see, we can manifest. Do not ever think not, period. So I talk too much shit to not back it up. So I could have summed that up real quick, but I had to give you all that to get to that last crash.
Say that last crash one more time.
Talk too much shit. That's my why. I got to back it up.
I got you.
You know what? That's another lesson I learned from Ali, though. Ali was very big on speaking his destiny. You see what I'm saying? Because words are spells. And Ali never spoke defeat into his life. He never spoke defeat into his world, his spirit, none of that. And he never really was defeated. You notice that. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's all about speaking life in my life. I don't have to wait on nobody to pour into me. I'm gonna pour into myself every time I open my mouth.
I know that's real.
So when people say prayer saves, yeah, that's how prayer changes. Because that's when you're intentionally speaking power into you. But people, again, we've been taught that the power is outside of us when the power is inside of us. Outside of us, I mean, you know, they taught us that we had to look to somewhere else for our freedom, for our rights, for all that. And we still looking outside.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, my why is to show the Black people, you are your freedom. Get out of the way and be who you are. If we just do that, then we good.
I'm definitely with you on that. I'm super. It was funny that I know you have a relationship with Banner, and I follow Banner as well. I've been following him for a long minute. And so I definitely understand the beliefs and all of that. Trust me, I'm on that whole way too. So I'm a firm believer in the affirmations, and you are who you say you are. So I definitely stand on that. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask you. So what body of work would you say out of the things that you've created or become a part of, are you most proud of?
That's easy. The things I'm most proud of are the things that came from inside of me that I've seen to fruition. You know what I'm saying? My kids, the Voter Terrors. I directed that, starred in it, but produced it with my partners. Is The Fellas, which is my pilot that I wrote, and it's basically a show, basically like Entourage meets The Office. Surrounding brothers, you know what I'm saying? It stars me as Riley Jones transitioning from the NFL into just basically corporate life.
Okay.
which is and then just all the stuff that comes with that, and it's a group of Black men that support each other through that stage of life, and all the stuff that comes with it, you know, busted weed buys and bad dates and all of the fun stuff that happens.
Shut up! Hey, this is Ayanna Shon with the Shut Up and Just Create podcast, powered by CBA Studios in downtown Birmingham, Alabama.